So what's up guys, the best class here. Today I'm going to show you some ladder replays. We're currently at 7,222 trophies. We're 837th in the world right now. Logbait. 5 days, 9 hours left in the season. So here today I went against some Giant Prince Graveyard, 2.9. Balloon Cycle, that was a tough matchup. I think pretty sure this guy's a pro player as well, Diego E. For Cream Real Betis, I think. We went against Bowler Freeze Graveyard. I need to show you guys this one. We went against another pro player from Dignitas Flash. Okay, so went against some heavy Mortar Miner bait decks. So let's hop into this match right here. This is a really tough matchup in my opinion because they have a fast cycle and you have Fireball for your Princess and Log and any other bait card for your Goblin Barrel. So I go for a Princess like this to kill his Miner. He goes for a Fireball. So go for an Ice Spirit and a Goblin Barrel. Create pressure. Here I think he's going to Mortar. I'm just waiting to see what he does. I don't want to play anything. So he Mortars, so I go for Inferno Tower. And same with Spirit Goblins, I'm going to log them so my Inferno Tower can kill his Mortar. Here I knew I had to play my Knight early so it could catch the Mortar because I knew the Inferno Tower wasn't going to die. Wasn't going to kill it, I meant. I think he's going to Cannon Cart here. Yeah, he's going to Cannon Cart. And here I knew he had a log in cycle, so I don't want him to pre-log my Goblin Gang, so I went for an Ice Spirit first. And I went for a Goblin Gang off to the side like that. Sometimes you gotta play smart like that, guys. You can play your Goblin Gang off to the side. So we go for Inferno Tower like this. Go for a log again. Luckily for us, he didn't go bats. Or we would have been in trouble. Zamora would have stayed alive, and he's gonna get so much damage if he didn't go with bats. So here I go with Goblin Barrel. He logs it. He goes in for a minor Goblin Gang push. I just defend it with my Goblin Gang plus a Knight. Here I don't want to play anything right now because I'm not going to have enough elixir for his Cannon Cart. So here I go with a Princess. Aggressive the bridge because I knew I could cycle back to my Knight right here. I tried to predict something with my log, but he didn't. He played his bats instead. Goes for a Spirit Goblins in the middle. I go for a Princess up high. Go for an Inferno Tower. He plays a Cannon Card into it. Here's the thing. I went for an Ice Spirit. Try to kite that Mortar. I had to play a low Knight because I knew the Ice Spirit was not gonna kite. So I went for a Princess high to finish off that Mortar. He goes with the Cannon Cart. So I think I went for an Inferno Tower here. No, I went for an Ice Spirit and a Knight actually. I went for a Goblin Barrel to pressure. He goes for a Miner for my Princess, so I just go for the Goblin Gang here to defend it. Go for a high Princess, try to get some chip damage. Go for Inferno Tower to kill that Mortar. He played his Mortar too high there, so I was able to get some Inferno Tower value. Goes in Spirit Gobs off lane, so I had to log those back. Here I went for a Princess in the middle again. Here I'm just waiting for him to slip up, make any mistake. I go for Inferno Tower to try to protect my Princess. Go for an Ice Spirit. I think he goes for a Miner. So I predict it somehow by playing my Knight in the front. That was really nice. Here I knew I had to rocket that Mortar. My Princess to kill his Spirit Goblins. Since he logged here, I think I'm gonna go with the Goblin Barrel. I tried predicting his Miner, but it didn't work. Nice, he had to use his bats off to the side like that, and we got so much damage there. For a Princess like this, Inferno Tower high. He goes for a Fireball for our Princess. We're still behind by 600 here. I go for a Rocket Goblin Barrel trick barrel right here. He misses it. The Goblins get like 2 stabs in. Really nice. Gives me so much log value here. For Goblin getting low. For an Ice Spirit, I went for Inferno Tower. Try to kill that Mortar. Cycle a Goblin Barrel. A log. I was hoping that tower could be in rocket range right now. And it is. And I rocket the tower, and that's a GG. We're super close there at the end. It's a really tough matchup against a Mortar Miner Bait because they have like a bunch of answers in their hand and they're just creating counter pushes constantly. So you really have to take damage and try to switch opposite lane. Go opposite lane, that's how you win. Here is a Mirror Bait. I always go against Logbait. I don't know why. I think I mastered a mirror matchup here, so I went for an Ice Spirit plus Log. He's going to go Princess aggressive. That's what you should do. So I'm just going to go for a Knight to defend. He's going for a Gob Gang to defend my Knight. Here I'm going to go for a Princess to kill a Spirit Goblins in the middle. Go for a Goblin Barrel. I think he's going to Princess up lane here, so I'm going to just go for the Goblin Gang. And I don't think it's good to never use your building in a mirror matchup against Logbait. You never want to use your building, even though if it's a Tesla, because you're just losing elixir. Cycle an Ice Rich, cycle a Knight. I'm going to log his Goblin Barrel here. I went for a Princess High, try to DPS down that Knight. I'm just going to go for a Goblin Barrel here. I tried to predict his Tesla. We do, and it forces out a log. I don't think that log was necessary because that Knight was going to die anyways. Here I knew I was up by a lot, so I think I decided to rocket his tower here. I have a log for his Goblin Barrel and a Goblin Gang for his Princess, like this. Easy counter. And now since we're heading into double elixir time, I know I'm down in elixir. I can get away with a Princess at the bridge because I'm going to get my elixir back in like 1 second here, double elixir. We get 1 hit in, it's nice. For Knight, Ice Spirit here. Go for a Goblin Gang for his Goblin Barrel. Really nice placement there. If you see the Goblin Barrel off to the side, you can go for a Goblin Gang like that. And go for a Princess High. Here I'm going for a Goblin Barrel here. Create some pressure. Just going to Princess High, so I'm going to have the Goblin Gang that. And I'm going to log his Goblin Barrel here. Here I think I went for a Princess in the middle here. He's going to go for a Knight. I'm just going to Knight High. And since he uses log, I'm going to go for a Goblin Barrel. I decided to log his Princess here like that because he could kill some of the Goblins from the Goblin Gang. For a fast Goblin Gang to kill his barrel. Here I'm going to use my Knight here. Goblin Barrel and then Knight. Because I think I outcycled his log. He just used his log. Here I'm waiting for him to Goblin Barrel so I can log it. Here I'm going to go for an Ice Spirit. Go for a Princess. It's going to catch up the Knight. Well played. Go for a Goblin Barrel to pressure. Here I'm not worried about the Princess on the right. I'm just going to see what he does and he gives me log value here, so you take that. You go for an Ice Spirit to clean up his Princess. I stack another one in the middle here. Go for a Goblin Barrel to pressure. Goblin Gang low. And I think that's a GG. The Knight walked back. That was real unfortunate by him. And Princess brought the tower to rocket range. It's a really nice game there against a mirror matchup. Again, you don't want to use your building in your mirror matchup whatsoever. I'm not going to show you the Goblin Giant Sparky deck because this is really our matchup. And once again, we face a pro, I think, Flash from Dignitas. He used to play in CRL last season. So I went for Princess Ops lane. Try to log his Spear Goblins, get one hit, that's fine. He goes for a Hunter, so I go for a Goblin Gang, surround it. I like playing my Goblin Gang into the Hunter like this because it gives you a counter push and you get some chip damage from it. Since he Mortar, I knew he was going to play something in front, so I had a Knight like that. And he gives me rocket value, so I take it. If your opponent goes with a Mortar plus another troop in single elixir, it's okay to rocket. So I think he's going to Knight in the middle, try to protect my princess. Yep, he tried to predict it, but I was low on elixir, so I'll wait a little bit. So I went for princess high like that. Try not to give him fireball value. It still hits my tower, which is well played. I go for an ice spirit. I decided to let that knight get 2 hits on my tower because I wanted to save my elixir. And also even out the damage on both lanes. Really important skill and high level gameplay you need to know is to allow your tower to get damage on both lanes so your opponent can... It makes your opponent a little bit more harder to make a decision later on in the game and can make them make mistakes. So I'm going to go for an Inferno Tower because I knew that it could kill the Knight and then kill the Cannon Cart. For Ice Spirit there, try to stall the Cannon Cart so when Inferno Tower had enough time to kill the Knight. Here I'm going to go for a High Princess and he places Spear Goblins into it, which is really great for us. He has to use a Hunter and Snowball. Goblins get 1 hit. Goblin. Since he has Snowballs, a slight easier matchup for us. A little bit easier. Because our Goblins can get away with a couple stabs. Here I went for an Inferno Tower high like that. Try to kill that Knight. And for an Ice Spirit and a Princess for his graveyard. For a Goblin Gang. Here I really wanted my Goblin Barrel plus Ice Spirit in my hand, so he had to play something else for Snowball, but I did not. So I decided to protect my princess. Go for a Goblin Barrel. I'm going to ignore those Spirit Goblins because I'm going to even up the damage. Go for a nice rocket here, protecting my princess. He goes for a Mortar, so I decided to go with my Inferno Tower, but unfortunately he plays a Spirit Goblins, which block my Inferno Tower. Locks onto the Hunter instead, kills the Hunter. I went for a Goblin Gang to try to kill his Mortar. High Princess, DPS down that Cannon Cart. For defensive Goblin Barrel is really important here, so the graveyard doesn't get too much damage. And here it looks like a lot has been happening, but we really didn't take too much damage and we still can come back, guys. So for Knight, Goblin Gang into pressure because I knew he didn't have any good control in his hand. He had to use a Cannon Cart like that. We scored a lot of damage on the left-hand lane. I protect my princess. We have 2 princesses up, and he's forced to defend right now. I went for Inferno Tower to kill that Hunter. I went for aggressive princess here. Unfortunately, that Knight was in the way. I tried to block that Cannon Cart so my Inferno Tower could kill it, but that's fine. Went for Knight. Look, guys, we're up by like 1,000 damage. It's triple elixir. For Goblin Gang low, in case he wanted to go over the graveyard, I went for a High Inferno Tower. High Princess, try to catch him off guard here. Since the Mortar was locked onto my Inferno Tower, I wasn't worried about it. That was really unfortunate. The Mortar retargeted onto my Goblin Gang and killed it in 1 hit. Here I went for a log. Goblin Gang try to knock back that Cannon Cart. Go for a High Princess. Our Mortar's locked onto our tower, which is really bad. Went for a Goblin Ball to pressure. Went for a Knight, try not to take that Spear Goblin hit. Here I went for a Goblin Gang. Try to protect my princess opposite lane there. I went for a Goblin Barrel. He managed to defend his graveyard without taking too much damage. We rocket, log, and that's a good game. Really nice game against Flash there. It was a little bit easier for us because he had Snowball. But key to winning these matchups to go opposite lane and you are willing to take damage on both of your towers, as well as princessing at the bridge when they're going in, because that's like the only best time you're getting like 2 or 3 princess shots in. That's the only way you can win. All right, we're against Boulder Freeze Graveyard. Tornado. As long as they don't have Electro Wizard, it's winnable. I'll tell you have a slight matchup advantage because they don't have a direct counter to your Goblin Barrel. They only have Tornado. Here, Princess opts lane. He's going to Ice Wizard, so I go for an anti-NATO position. And unfortunately, the Goblin was surviving and got one hit on the King Tower and activated the King Tower. I split my Goblin Gang like this. And I go for Rocket to kill that Baby Dragon, as well as getting damage early on here. Here, since he knew that I spent a lot of Elixir, I had to go for Inferno Tower. And a really late log here. It's an Ice Spirit. I managed to not take too much damage, but he decided to go for a nice freeze. And since he went for a late freeze, I knew he was low on Elixir. So I decided to punish him with a Princess. Here, I didn't want to use my Goblin Gang, so I wanted to save it for his next graveyard push. So I decided to go with a Knight. He still has to respond to it. I think he's going to go for a Valkyrie here, last second. Yep. I'm just going to go Inferno Tower high. Here. At this point, I'm just hoping he doesn't have Electro Wizard. He lets that go. About even on damage here. I'm going to pressure for the Goblin Barrel. Off to the side. He's going to do a really bad bowler. That bowler, he didn't play it right, so a Goblin's got some damage in. Go for a Princess. Find a King Tower, setting up a defense, guys. Go for a Knight. Cycle another Inferno Tower. Here I cycle a Goblin Barrel on defense and logged everything here. I knew he spent a lot of Elixir, so I went for a Princess high like this. Look, I think he sacrificed a bowler into my Inferno Tower. That's really good for us. Here, since he did that, I decided to go for Rocket. I go for Inferno Tower here to kill the Ice Wizard and then an Inferno Dragon. He goes opposite lane here. Go for a Knight high, go for a log first, and then go for a Goblin Gang. Luckily for us, that log was super clean and it killed all the skeletons coming out of the graveyard. And for a Princess, that's a good game. Really nice game against a Boulder Freeze graveyard deck. In order to win this matchup, you gotta Inferno Tower high to get Inferno Tower value and go in for a Princess when they're going in, because they're not gonna have any Elixir to defend your Princess, and you can get away by logging their skeletons from the graveyard. So here we're against 2.9 Expo. This matchup is really important to keep up with the cycle. Always have your Rocket in cycle and always have something to block the Expo, like an Ice Spirit or any other troop. So I go for Gunbarrel here, since he uses log. And since he Fireball, I knew he had a cycle deck, so I need to get damage here. So I went for Aggressor Princess plus Ice Spirit. I went for a Knight for his Knight. He's going to play his Archers. Here I'm just waiting to see how he wants Expo so I can get some log value. So for a log plus Rocket. Expo gets 3 shots on my tower. We're about even on Elixir here, and I don't want to play my princess at the bridges. I know he's going to block it with the Tesla. He's going to go skeleton, so I'm just going to go for a goblin barrel here. Goes for a Tesla and then a log. Here I cycled princess opposite lane. I wanted him to fireball my princess, so my towers could be even on damage. And it's also a negative trade for him. So go for an Ice Spirit plus a log. You can use the Ice Spirit to activate the Tesla so your log can kill it faster. Really good tip. For Knight here, try to block his Expo. Expo's off lane, so I go for Rocket. And I went for a Princess because I wanted to keep that Archer in range of the Rocket and also create pressure. But he caught it with an Ice Spirit Skeletons, which was really nice. Well played. I think I'm just going to go for a Goblin Barrel. I'm going to cycle log on his tower. It's really important against cycle decks to cycle logs on their tower. Went for an Ice Spirit plus a Rocket here. For aggressive Princess, force out a response. Went for my Goblin Gang here. Again, guys, I'm going to cycle a log on his tower. Clipping one of the archers. Really nice. Went for an Ice Spirit here, and then I went for my Rocket. Went for a Knight opposite lane to soak up the damage. Went for a High Princess to create more pressure and cycle back to my Rocket. You get a really nice log here, hitting the archers, Knight, and the tower. Here I try to predict his Exo with my Goblin Gang, but he didn't have it in cycle. I went for Goblin Barrel. I went for Inferno Tower like this. I went for a Princess like that so he can't really commit to offense too much. I went for a Goblin Gang like that. He had to use a Tesla. Luckily for us, he went for his Tesla instead of Skeleton, so he couldn't cycle back to his log. Look, guys, we're in a damage lead. This is a really good position. All we got to do is play defensive. Try to predict his Exo with my Princess there. Really nice Rocket value. We played his Knight into a Rocket. I'm just go for a Goblin Barrel. Go for a log. Try to go for a Trigger Barrel. He went for Skeletons. We get one hidden. It was really nice. Went for a High Knight in case he wanted to fireball it. Go for an Ice Spirit and go for a Rocket. I'm not messing around with my Inferno Towers in triple elixir here because I know I can just cycle Rockets repeatedly. I'm going to cycle a log, go for a Knight, Ice Spirit, and then a Rocket. Here I was kind of slow with my Goblin Gang, so we took 2 hits from that Knight. He goes for an Exo, so I go for my Knight, Ice Spirit plus Skeletons again. No, plus Rocket. Here basically there's only like 30 seconds left. I'm just cycling, keeping up with this cycle here. For Knight, Ice Spirit plus Rocket. And here he's just trying his best to try to outcycle me, but you can't really outcycle a cycle deck in triple elixir. There's like no way. And since we have such a huge damage lead, he can't really fireball cycle us. 3, 2, 1. It was a really nice game against 2.9 here. You guys got a plus 26. Let's hop into our last match. This match was really close, actually. This guy played it really well, was patient, and waited me to attack first. So we went for a log to cycle. Go for Princess aggressive because I knew he was going to play a cycle deck, the Snowball, and a Musketeer. Princess gets 2 shots in, is really nice. For an Ice Spirit here and a Goblin Gang. He's going to Giant and Graveyard. So going for Inferno Tower and a defensive Goblin Barrel here. A really nice defense here. I go for Princess aggressive, ops lane. Force out something. I went for an Ice Spear and I knew he was low on elixir. Here, I think it was his mistake here. He should have snowballed it. Snowballed my goblins there. His Ice Spirit was tanking. Here we have a really nice damage lead here because he didn't snowball. He cycles a Skarmy instead. So I'm just going to log the side with the most skeletons. Here I don't want to use a Goblin Gang. I was going to try to save it for his graveyard, so I went for a Knight. And he plays his Musketeer. So I'm just going to split my Goblin Gang because I don't really want to use anything else. He goes for a Prince, so I go for Princess opposite lane here. I go for an Ice Spirit, try to stall that Prince on his side. Went for a Log, go for a defensive Goblin Barrel here. And since he went with arrows, I had to go with the Gob Gang to try to block that Musketeer. Really nice defense there. We're not terribly behind on elixir, and we have an Infernal Tower and Cycle for his Giant. I'm just going to Princess opposite lane here, play defensive. I'm going to Knight in the back so I can counter his Musketeer. I'm going to go for an Ice Spirit plus a Goblin Barrel. I went for a Predictive Log in case he wanted to go for the Skarmy, but he did not. Goblin's got 3 stabs and it was really nice. He went for a Giant Prince, so I went for a Infernal Tower plus a Goblin Gang low. For an Ice Spirit to deny that Prince charge. Went for a late Log here to kill all the skeletons. It's really not bad defense, guys. Go for a Knight to protect our Princess. And here he's going to set up another push, so I'm going to go for a Princess low here to defend. We managed to catch his bats. He goes for a Prince, a Prince there, so I went for an Ice Spirit to negate the charge. I went for a Goblin Barrel to pressure. Try to log that Giant back. Went for a Knight. I knew I had to cycle back to my log here because the skeletons were going to pile up. And luckily for us, the Giant wasn't able to get another hit. I went for a Goblin Barrel to pressure. I knew that I didn't want to wait too much for my Rocket, and that's a GG. Really good game there against Giant Graveyard deck. 2 small spells. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. We're like 22 trophies from the previous video above. Doing solid so far in the season. Guys, please like and please leave a subscribe and stay tuned for the next video. Bye guys.